Oh, you ready? Oh, are we ready, Chris? All right. Alrighty, so hello everyone. Welcome to the Q&A with Vanna Knight and Nightburn. These are two wonderful artists and VTubers here in the community. So I am co-hosted by RioDies here. So I will let our two panelists introduce themselves.
All right, I guess I'll start with the introductions. Hi, my name is Vanna Knight. I am a Sonic fan character artist. I mostly specialize in drawing people's lovely fan characters and designing characters as well. I'm on Twitter and all these other places. But yeah, I'll hand it over to Rena then.
Hello, I'm sick. So if you hear me sniffling, that's why. I am also a Sonic fan character designer. I mostly specialize in fan characters as well. I rarely draw the canon cast, even though I'd like to. And I also specialize in creating like adoptables and things like that. So that's probably what I'm most known for at this point. But I do art and stuff on occasion when I'm not lazy. So yeah, you can call me Rena. I don't mind, or you can call me Knights. Either one.
I'm gonna be real. Rena was asleep like 10 minutes before the panel started. I was spamming her DMs. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
And freaking slamming pot gifts.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to pick her up. We'll rely on you, Michaela.
She was very determined.
I am annoying.
I love you though. You're my bestie.
Aw, shucks.
You two have a wonderful dynamic, and I love it. All right, so I'll start by asking the first initial question is, how did you two get started? What got you into Sonic, and what got you both into drawing?
Oh gosh, that takes me back. Well, for me, I've always kind of been very art savvy since I was little. My earliest Picasso drawings were of finger-painted dinosaurs, but Sonic has always been a huge part of my life since I was just a wee little lass. From my first experiences were probably through Sonic X. That was a wonderful TV show. And then I got into playing stuff like Sonic and Mario at the Olympic Winter Games, just Game Boys and all that. And then I didn't really start drawing Sonic until like 2017, I want to say, when I started picking up digital art. I started making my own characters, and, well, the rest is pretty much history.
I love that for you, though. For me, it was very similar beginnings, because I also started out Sonic with Sonic X, and I also didn't draw Sonic that much until I got into digital art, but I did draw a couple on, like, construction paper. But it started with Sonic X, and then I got into the games because we got the Sonic Mega Collection Plus. So I played that, like, all the time. And then the rest was history. I just became obsessed with Sonic anything because I'd get so excited anytime I'd see him, even if I didn't know what the game was.
Gosh, I have an awful confession. When I was little, I used to have, like, the biggest crush on Silver. So I had, like, all these really horrible, like, pencil drawings of Silver that my child self made, just pasted all over my wall. It was the best.
You're so real for that,
though. Gosh.
Honestly, who did not have a crush on Silver? Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Silver and Shadow or Sonic. If you didn't have a crush on them at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly.
If y'all didn't have a crush on him at one point in your life, you're lying.
You're lying to yourself and everyone.
For real.
How I got into art was actually because my older sister was into art. So then I was a little duckling and got into art, and I just actually enjoyed it. So I just continued to hone in. Oh, I was annoying. My sibling was very annoyed with me because I kept copying. But I am glad I did get into art. I just wish I would have gotten into it a slightly different way that was less annoying. But I'm very grateful because I probably would not have gotten into art as much. I've always enjoyed the arts, but not specifically drawing until I was basically following in her footsteps. So I'm very grateful that I got to get into artwork because it is very fun when it is fun and very not when it's not.
It's very fun when it is fun. I felt that so spiritually.
The life of an artist. Either you hate it or you very immensely enjoy it or you hate it the next day.
There's no in between. You either you go through like this like roller coaster. You have like days where you're like, I'm on top of the world. I can do this. I can do anything. I'm powerful. And then the next day you're like, I want to quit. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
It's up and down.
Artists are their own worst critics, as they say.
Oh, for real.
Very true.
Very, very true.
Alrighty, Rio, would you like to ask the next question? I painted you in the thread with the list of them.
Okay. So, are there any drawings that you're most proud of that you've done?
Ooh.
It can be a tricky question, I know.
Oh, that is honestly very tricky. I do have a couple. I have to quickly grab them, but I don't
share it with us.
Yeah,
So surprisingly, I do a lot more character design than I do actual illustration work, and this is due to the fact that I have very upsettingly annoying wrist issues, so I can't draw super duper complex things very often. So when I do, I'm like so accomplished. But I think what I'm most proud of, at least from this year, is a redraw of a very old piece that I had. Let me... And let me also find the old one, because I want to show people that improvement does happen over quite a few years, but it does happen. I know there's a lot of artists out there who are like, I'm never improving, I can't do this, I want to quit, and I'm just telling you right now that it's possible and it does happen. So let me see if I can find the old crusty butt image. There it is.
Oh, I'm just now reading the chat. Hi, Rainbow.
Hello, friends. Welcome. So yeah, the first one is the remake, and then the second one's the old version.
Gosh,
wow,
I love
what
that
an improvement. I love it.
much. I want to eat your art for one.
Eat your breakfast first, then we'll talk.
No, because you called me out. I didn't eat breakfast.
Well, I know that. You just rolled out of bed like 10 minutes ago.
We don't talk about that shit. I think for me, I have two technically. I'll show one. Also, if you keep hearing me mute, I'm so sorry. It's because I don't want to sniffle into the mic too much. But let me try to grab it. It was this one commission that I did. I really, really liked this one. My friend actually helped me with this one. I really liked this one. And I also did a picture of Shadow.
Oh, yeah, the Shadow.
It was a redraw. You know what? It was a redraw, too. So let me...
Gosh, I love that commission so much.
Oh, me too. That's like one of my
it.
all-time favorite. That scenery is just
the mood, the...
Kai actually helped me with the shading for that one because I was so stuck and I was crying to her, just like, please help me.
Yes.
He is amazing. Kai Bet so on Twitter.
Kai Bet is so talented.
I love her. She's so great.
She's
let me try
talented,
to
and she is an absolute sweetheart too.
Genuinely, yeah. Where on earth is this man? He's just gone.
Disappeared,
Okay.
evaporated.
Evaporated, truly. Excuse me? Hello? I'm trying to show the redraw.
Chaos controlled right out of your files.
Oh, here it is. I based this off of the Shadow the Hedgehog game, but it was actually a redraw. Most people didn't know it was a redraw. This actually was.
Oh,
that
yeah!
was the old one, and it was really bad.
It doesn't look that bad!
It looks so...
The new one is definitely pretty as heck, but
that one by far is probably my favorite picture that I've done, and I've never been able to replicate it.
I just love that lighting. It's so good.
It's so good.
Also, if you're wondering how I did the gun Michaela, it was Sketchfab. I literally went on Sketchfab and searched them out because I
start utilizing
so
Sketchfab.
much. It really does help a lot. I can draw it myself, but I wanted it to be perfectly like in perspective, so Sketchfab really helps.
For sure.
Use 3D models when you can, kids.
References, people, references.
Yep.
I have a good initial question to ask you two. How did you two get into OCs, and how did you come up with the design of your OCs?
That's a loaded question.
Well, see, our methodology of creating characters is very trial and error. You see, this is a discussion we've had so many times. So. Yeah. Obviously, Rita and I have done panels here before on character design and giving tips and tricks to folks about how to character design. I'm gonna be 100% real with you. We usually don't follow that methodology.
Yeah. We're giving tips that are good because we know that they're good, but we kind of think
do as we say, not as we do.
It's very passive in our brains. We know these things, so we're just this doesn't look right, so let's just change it. But we're not actively thinking, okay, let's follow this rule and this rule. We don't do that. We just kind of go for it, and if it looks bad, we're like, ooh, we didn't follow that rule. Let's go back and fix it.
Whenever I'm designing a character, I'll have that fundamentals stuck in my brain, but really it's just I'm feeling out the character in the moment. Inspiration comes from the most random of places. It can be a song, it can be a photo I've seen, it can be other people's characters that inspire me, and I'll just get this random visceral spark of inspiration, I want to do that, and then I'll just do it. And when I'm coloring or coming up with color schemes for characters, it's really just seeing what looks good. If it doesn't look good, make it look good.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm definitely better at coloring than I am actually coming up with a design at most of the time. So when I am coloring, I'll usually do a block out of the design I want to do in flat color first, and then I'll actually do line art and stuff. But in terms of how I came up with the character you're seeing here, she was made when I was sitting on my butt on a break in a hot bus shop, and I was like, I want to make a robot. So I made a robot.
Yeah, that checks. That's very you-coded.
You can thank the hot summer heat for making me robot-coded and delirious.
And then the more I was on DeviantArt back in the day, I was like, wait, people are making these characters. I want to make a character. So I made a couple of characters, and then I just haven't stopped, and now I have nearly 200 characters, I think.
Rita, should we tell the story of how we met? Because it is kind of related to this conversation.
Oh, grand.
So fan characters were actually the reason Rita and I met. So back in the wee days of DeviantArt, when it was actually
baby man,
when it was actually good, we were both wee little naive babies.
Very small, very small.
So I had a character, or actually have a character still. She is still with me. Her name's Venus. And she was a character that I had purchased from another artist at the time. And Rena, I didn't know Rena well. I'd seen her work around, but at the time I didn't know her. And so she had posted an adoptable that, which, for those who are unknowing, adoptables are basically characters that you buy from an artist. She had posted an adoptable that looked exactly like Venus.
Mind you, I didn't even mean for that to happen. I only meant to take very light inspiration, but I guess it was in the forefront of my fudging mind because I only looked at it for a little bit, turned it off, and went to go make mine, and it was obviously at the forefront of my mind because it ended up looking way more close than I even thought it did.
A carbon copy of Venus.
Like, I straight up didn't even mean to.
So I went to her D. I was like, "You stole my character."
Here I am, just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." You know, I saw that character. That's what it was inspired off of.
I feel so bad about that.
Yeah, I straight up didn't even know that she was upset. I just did that because that's just how I am. And then afterwards, I'm just like, I really like your work, by the way. Can we be friends? I'm just a jolly little old baby. It just rolled right off of me back then. So I was just annoying and stayed in her life ever since. And now we're friends.
Yeah, the rest is just history. We have been great friends ever since, and we just look back at that situation and laugh.
Very hard, mind you. It was so crazy because, like, it was like all like it wasn't intentional, but I'm very glad it happened. As weird as that sounds, because like I'm very glad that I could like actually get closer to her. Because now we're best friends, and I love her dearly, and we've known each other for ages.
Aw, shucks.
Yeah. She's so precious.
You're the precious one. What do you mean?
So there's a little story time for you. There you go.
Wow, it's a very interesting story. Thank you for sharing it. Okay, Ria, would you like to ask the next question?
I'm so lost which question we're on now.
I think question 3.
1, 2, 3. I found it!
Yeah,
I promise I can count.
I think what is the one thing what is one thing you always wanted to
draw but haven't been able to yet?
One thing I've always wanted to draw but haven't been able to yet. Ooh. That's tricky. I know I really, really have always wanted to make comics and short animations, which I've been able to make like small frame animations, but nothing like super dynamic. And as for comics, I am still learning how to lay things out and actually make things look coherent and followable. So I think, yeah, for me, it's comics and small animations.
For me, I've always had a very vivid picture in my mind for like years of like my character Vincent like jumping out of like a skyscraper and there's like broken glass everywhere. There's like neon lights down below. It's like a really cool angle, but I'm so bad at perspective that I have not drawn it. But it has been vivid in my mind for literally like 3 years.
We all have that artist moment where we have like this vivid picture in our mind of what we want to draw, but we can never conceptualize it.
Dang, and it sucks because like it's so vivid, but my hands, they just don't want to go in that very seeable fudging line, and I don't get it. So that's the one picture. That will be like the epitome of my artist career once I'm able to draw that.
Gosh, yeah.
What is the easiest and the hardest aspect to work with? Like, hands, background, that kind of thing.
Everything's hard. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Everything sucks. Don't become an artist. But if you want the honest truth, anatomy is definitely hard. But once you have a handle on it, it gets pretty, I guess, easy to repeat over and over again. I still use references as any artist should, but in terms of like the hardest thing to do every time, I would have to say legs, trying to get like a good leg position or shoe position, and I just keep having to redraw the same thing over and over and over and over again until I get it in proportion with the body.
That's definitely like the worst, especially when you draw a good shoe, but the shoe doesn't fit on the body. Hate it.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Definitely that.
But yeah, I think that's definitely like the hardest and easiest things. Oh wait, we didn't say easiest. We only said hard things.
Easiest, probably.
Easiest for me is definitely I mean, there's nothing that's super duper easy.
I really think about it because like a lot of things are like on par for me.
Yeah, like you kind of go into like this Zen mode during drawing, at least I do, and I just kind of like hyper focus, and I'll start a drawing and then like I'll black out, and then suddenly there's a finished drawing in front of me, and I'm like, oh, I did that. But
I'm gonna say, like, if you can draw hands, you are just automatically an artist in my eyes.
I agree with you, Ria. I agree with you.
It's like the work of God if you're able to do that.
Honestly, I'd say like the easiest way I find to draw hands is just break it down into small shapes.
Yeah.
Or that's really just the easiest way to draw anything that you're struggling with. Is just break it down into like the most basic elementary school shapes and then figure it out from there. But I'd say the easiest thing for me is coming up with color palettes, because I don't know why, but I can just easily mentally conceptualize nice color palettes in my brain, because pretty color look good, pretty color nice.
It's just very correct about that. I didn't think of that. Probably but color palettes.
Color palettes are so easy and fun to come up with.
My advice for hands is that I actually have two. One is make that outline, just like the entire shape a blob. It can help you with the actual shape of the hand. You can see it better. So like take a brush and just make it a blob, just like an entire blob. Make the fingers, make the palm. The palm should be like a semicircle. Just do it like that. That can help. But also, one thing that always makes a hand look better to me is when you make the little knuckle parts like crinkly. Like just make it crinkly. And it looks better. Just make it
crinkly hands. So we go from blobs to semicircles to crinkly hands.
Crinkly.
Yeah. What if they're a little wrinkly though? What if they're
crinkly knuckles?
Sorry, what if I'm drawing like a young girl and she ends up with old man hands?
Oh no, that's the best
as she should.
Oh, crinkly hands. But third hidden option is just hide the hand behind the back or under something. Yeah. No one needs to see it.
I tell you, as people who even know how to draw hands, we still do this.
Yep. Just if I can get away with hiding a hand or an eye behind like hair or the back, I will do it.
Another more like for real type of way, either take hand references or look up hand references and just draw a bunch of hands. Figure out how they're broken up. So like, there's the palm shape. Learn how to draw the palm shape, then learn how to draw the finger shapes. Then try to put them together. Try to move them around, and it'll build your mental bank enough for you to be able to draw multiple different types of hands.
Yes, doing studies is super, super helpful when you're trying to learn something new. Drawing the same thing over and over again will help you learn it, I promise.
And just keeping those very basic versions of the shapes of each part in your mind will help you move them around on the picture.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
my
good for me.
sketchbook's filled with like rectangles, squares, sausage shapes, and crinkly hands now.
Yeah.
There's gonna be pages upon pages
I'm never
of
going to let you
crinkly
live
hands.
that down, Rena.
Don't let me. It's beautiful. I patented it. It's crinkles.
Crinkly knuckles,
Crinkles.
patented by Nightbird herself.
They have to be crinkly. Make them a little scrunkly, you know?
Scrunkly, crinkly.
How many words can you fit into that now? Scrunkly,
Crinkly, crunchy,
Crunchy, that's a good one.
crusty.
crackly. Please.
Oh my goodness.
This is my life motto now. When in doubt, crinkle your hands.
Oh.
I hashtag crinkly hand 2023. Let's go.
I know someone who like cracks their knuckles so loudly every voice call, and it's like
I cannot stand that sound.
it's like nails on a chalkboard.
Truly. I can't deal. Because like it hurts when I do it, so I can only imagine the pain, and it just makes my skin cold.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, my next question is, what program do you use?
I use Clip Studio Paint.
Yeah.
That is our go-to program. Unfortunately, Clip Studio has kind of had some issues as of recently with its software, and people are mad about it. So if you're looking for alternatives, if you're a beginner artist, Paint Tool Sci is, well, obviously, Paint Tool Sci and Clip Studio Paint are both pay to use.
If you want a good free-to-use one, Krita actually has some very nice brushes. I use it to make my animations.
Krita, Fire Alpaca is pretty good.
Yeah.
My brother uses Paint.net, and somehow that works for him.
So you don't need to like have expensive stuff to make good art, by the way.
Absolutely not.
You can have something for free, because I've made my animations on free software with a $64, which could be $50 if you get it somewhere on eBay, a $54 drawing tablet.
Oh yeah,
My stuff is not fancy. You do not need a whole bunch of stuff for that.
What did I start out? I started out with a free Fire Alpaca program and like I want to say also a $50 just no screen tablet. Screen tablets are a luxury. Not all artists use them, but they are very nice. If you're looking for like
use a screen tablet by choice. Like I actually chose to just use the other one because I think it's not necessary. You don't need it to make like good stuff. You don't need super fancy stuff to make good stuff. So never feel like, oh, I don't have the money for this, so I can't really put as much, I can't make it as good as yours or whatever. No. Yes, you can.
We all started out somewhere. Mm-hmm. And you work up to getting better materials. You save up the money, you invest it back into whatever you're doing, and you get, with better materials, you get better work. But it's not mandatory to ever have like the best things on the market, because even the best materials on the market can be kind of dookie, not gonna lie. But if you're looking for a good beginner tablet, I would say Wacom Bamboo, or just like a small Wacom tablet, or Huion's also really good. My first tablet was a Huion.
My current tablet is actually a Huion H610 Pro. So
that was my first tablet.
Yeah, that was my first tablet too. And I swear by it, and it's on my bed right now.
My current tablet is a Gallimon Picture Display 6 Pro, I believe. but like I said, screen tablets are obviously not a necessity, but they are very nice.
Yeah. So
Alrighty,
there you go.
So, Ria, would you like to ask the next question before we go to audience Q&A?
Okay. Do you guys have any advice for aspiring artists? Nothing to do with the crinkly hands.
That's so lame. Crinkly hands all the way. Really, the biggest tip that I'm sure so many people have heard so many times and are probably sick of hearing is practice.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are like, oh, but I practice all the time. I never get good. I'm telling you, look up tutorials, look up references, do studies, and I promise that with time, you will get better. Do not give up.
Yeah, I know it sucks because I also forewent practicing. Let me tell you, I wish I practiced because I still have things that I cannot draw because I refuse to practice them, and now I have to do it now, and now I'm annoyed. So I understand like being frustrated with having to practice. I know it sucks. However, adding on to that, I know part of the reason it's frustrating is because saying just practice doesn't tell you what. So what you need to do is look at what, like, you. First of all, you need to get critique. I know it sucks. But you do need to get actual, genuine critique from people in order to see things that you probably wouldn't have seen.
Yeah, you need people to tell you that your art sucks sometimes. Like, that's the point of it. Otherwise, you're not going to improve.
Like, it does not suck. But some things could be improved upon. So you do not learn without knowing. You have to know what's wrong in order to fix it.
And so, for those, there's people who are like, oh, I'm too old to start doing it. There's never a bad time to start.
It is a skill, not a talent.
You can start when you're 12 years old. You can start when you're like 23. There's no limits or guidelines to starting or whatever you want to. Just do it. You just have to jump into it and do it.
Yeah. Like, a lot of people view it as like a talent or something that you have to be good at since your birth. No, it's a skill. You have to feed it just like any other skill. You have to learn just like any other skill. And skills require annoying, long hours of practice that I hate, but you have to do it. So just try to evaluate your work. See what you struggle with and hone in on that. Try not to take it as, oh, I need to make an entire good picture. Start with something small. You feel like you can't draw hands? Okay, hand study. Do a hand study. Just draw a whole bunch of hands. Try not to make them crinkly since you don't want crinkles, even though I think you should have crinkles. Anyway.
Crinkle cut fries. Crinkle cut fries.
Crinkle cut fries. If you feel like you can't draw eyes, do an eye study. Try little bits at a time and start combining them together. And the more you draw, the more you will get good at something naturally. You don't have to like actively put pressure on yourself to get better. You can just draw. Find something that you're interested in, that you really want to draw, and keep drawing it. You will get better. You don't have to put pressure on yourself either.
Other big thing is don't draw to become popular either. Like, there's a lot of people, unfortunately, who want the popularity and want the clout, and that's all they draw for. You will burn yourself out so fast if you draw for other people rather than stuff you actually enjoy yourself. If you aren't enjoying it yourself, you're not going to really make anything that you're proud of. And that's something I struggled with for a couple of years, is actually enjoying what I draw, because I felt like I was drawing for a crowd instead of things that I actually enjoyed. Yeah. But now that I'm like actually drawing things that I enjoy and that I don't feel like I'm like limiting myself because I'm trying to please an audience, it's so much more fun. Also, take breaks. Don't be like me and mess up your hands from drawing too much. Please, I beg you. It's not fun.
And another thing, like, circling back onto that, enjoy just drawing for yourself while you can. Because, like, speaking from somebody who, like, takes commissions very often, it can really burn you out. Like what she said, it burns you out so fast when you're not drawing for yourself. Just draw for yourself. Find something that you like. Don't care what anybody else thinks. Draw it because you like it. Just draw. Just draw and draw and draw and draw however much you want and however little you want. Just draw.
And if people don't like it, then that's their problem, not yours.
And their hands will become crinkly, so... mean people get crinkly hands, and good characters get crinkly hands. There's like no regulations on it.
Everyone gets crinkly hands.
So there you go. I hope that answers your question, and I hope that you continue on with art and get better, and you improve a whole bunch, and that you really enjoy your craft. She's dying.
There's going to be a meme coming about this in the future. I can already.
Oh, please, someone! I beg of you.
Oh gosh.
Please do it anyway. Rita, would you like to call up Sally Acorn, who has their hand raised? Ria?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, good. Would you like to call up Sally Acorn first?
Of course.
Yes, we will
Sorry,
start
my
answering
Discord was having
audience
a
questions. Just as a heads up, please, before asking any questions, make sure to read the pinned message in the discussion channel, which has our little rules. There are certain things we will not be able to answer, so...
The invite has been sent, but...
Yeah. Sally, you there?
Sally?
Sally Acorn.
Sally Acorn.
Sally Acorn.
They said they can't join because of the camera. That's weird.
Oh, and like I said, please don't send friend requests.
Yeah, sorry, we don't accept friend requests for strangers. Discord is only for very close friends.
And business.
Yeah.
Let me actually fix my privacy settings.
Let me see. Try now, Sally. I think Discord Mobile has this glitch or something.
We can always come back to Sally because there's also someone else who has their hand up. So
Yeah. Let me try. Mado.
Mado. I hope I'm saying that right.
Hello.
Hello.
How's everyone today?
Look good.
We are vibing.
Okay.
What is your question for a panelist?
Okay, so here's my first question for okay. So how did you become so good at at your drawing skill? How?
Practice. It's hard to really say. I mean, it's really hard to say how we became good other than just being hyperfixative neurodivergents who've drawn for like 6 years straight.
And for me, it was like, I've been drawing for like over 11 years.
Wow.
So it takes a very long time to get, I guess, good, but like there's different varying levels of how fast or how slow somebody will get better at something. To be fair, I grew up in the early 2000s, so art resources were how to draw manga books. So it took me a little extra time.
I had those so many of those books growing up. Like
Mark Curly videos on demand.
Yeah, pretty much. But following tutorials, getting help from other people, and just doing it because you want to do it. If you work hard at something long enough, you will get better.
Yeah, you just have to keep on going and try. That's one thing that I always tell people, because I've had a couple of people like come to me just be like, well, how do I improve? How do I do this? Just try not to put pressure on yourself. Just draw. Just keep on drawing, because the more pressure you put on yourself, the more you'll be your own worst critic faster.
And even still, we're still our own worst critics. I will call my own artwork duty cocky all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just try not to put too much pressure on it and just really focus on something that you enjoy and just draw it a whole bunch until you get better and better and better and better. And once you're at a place where you feel like, hey, I understand how to draw, that's when you really get into like doing the studies and all this type of stuff, because you actually have like a good grasp on art already. So you can really like absorb like
be the sponge.
You know,
Be
you
the
really
sponge.
soak in all that knowledge without like feeling, I guess, bad about your art, because that's one thing that I have a friend who did that. When they were trying to get into art, they felt bad about their art, so trying to improve made them feel worse. Don't do that to yourself. Let yourself enjoy the work, and once you're in a good place, then start doing some studies. Because it really does take time.
Cool.
Did I answer your question okay, Miyuto?
Yep, that really helped me, Kevin. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for your question.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye. All right.
Okay, let's see if Sally has their issue fixed. Try calling them up again, Rio. And Sally, when the thing comes up, like, try to hit it right away and see if that works. There we go.
Yay!
Hello? Hey!
Hello. Hey.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. It's just that I had to use the other app because I had to use the Discord web on it.
No, you're so valid. We've all been
it's
having.
a Discord mobile thing.
Today is just the day of technical difficulties.
Yep.
Yep.
I gotta say the line, Discord, everyone!
Discord, everyone.
Anyway, what's your question, Sally?
First off, I would like to say, Van and I, it's good to see you again. I think we met before in your panel, right?
Did I have my? I don't know if I ever had my own panel here. I think I've always done panels with Rena, so I don't think I've ever had my own like single panel. But
okay, yeah. If we all forget. Anyways, my question is, you had like a draw of one of your best arts that you want to make and be proud of it. Which one you should pick and why?
sorry, ask
that earlier. If we're talking about like which picture we're most proud of.
Yeah, we did do that earlier.
In the chat, we put the pictures that we like the most.
Yeah, both of ours were
just mainly just because, like, technique, altogether cohesiveness, things like that. It looks better, and both of our favorites happen to be redraws. So I think both of our reasons why is just improvement. Like, we've really improved.
Yeah, and also, again, for me, because I can't draw super complex, like, large shaded pieces all the time because of my wrist issues, it's very gratifying when I can make those kinds of pieces, because it I don't know, it's just very nice that I did that, even though my wrists feel like crinkly fries. So
Crinkle's gonna follow me everywhere now, huh?
Oh, you're never going to live that down.
He's never gonna let that down. Someone make a meme of Shadow saying crinkly.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness gracious. I'm gonna recover my laughter after this. Anyways, I believe that is all I had to take before I go. Van and Knight, love your avatar as
Thank
always.
you so much.
And keep up the good work. And
Thank you.
I will hold the beans for the update that you haven't played for Frontiers.
Let's see. Well, while we're waiting on more audience questions, I have another question. For your current VTuber character design, how did you come up with those?
Well, Vanna has been my mascot, my pretty much my entire branding mascot for 2 years now. Before that, it was Erin, my other main character. But Vanna, like I said, I literally made her when I was sitting in a hot, sweaty bus cleaning shop, and I wanted a robot character. And only in the last recent 2 years did I actually like refine her design and make her into what she is. I did not make this model. It was made by a wonderful Terexy on Twitter. However, I will mention Terexy does do adult content, so if you are a minor, please do not interact with them. Otherwise, their work is super amazing, and they rigged this entire model for me. It was so stunning, and I'm so happy with it. And yeah, that's basically Vanna. I can also grab her reference sheet because she does have one. And I'll pass it over to Rena while I'm doing that to give her explanation for her VTuber avatar.
Mine ended up like, okay, mine started like 3-ish years ago. The initial design was just going to be a personified version of my real life self. But then it didn't represent my art enough, I felt like. So I made another design that was more close to like how I do my Sonic designs. That one almost got rigged entirely until I was indecisive. I was like, no, I hate it. So I went back and I made this current one. And basically it's basically a showcase of just how I design, just like my style of how I design outfits. The base character itself is still inspired off of me, like how I look in real life. But of course there are differences. I don't have blue eyes or a tail or ears. But the general is the same, and she also has my name.
Critter.
It's just a critter.
Just a critter. So that's all we are, just critters.
But how I went about designing it was just I have like a mental catalog of just like design elements like in my brain. So I was just thinking like, what are things that I really like about my own designs? And I just slapped them onto the VTuber. I'm like, that's it. That's the one. Yep, I'm going with that before I change it again.
Slapdash things into character design, really.
Oh, there is one thing that was not my idea. And that was, if you look at my icon, somebody made me this picture and they had like my character always had blue underhair, right? But they added so much more of the blue. I loved that, so I took it. That artist is so sweet, by the way. But specifically because of them is why I have so much blue underhair, because it was not like that before. I just ended up adding that because of the picture. But I didn't really have much of a thought process other than I wanted a big jacket and I wanted asymmetry, and I just ran with it.
Asymmetry is the best thing in designs.
Yep. It's my weakness. I love it so much.
Yes.
I remember when you were slowly doing the reveal of your VTuber model, Rena. Like when I saw the final design, I was like, "Whoa, that design is just so incredible!" And I fell in love with it. And
one day I will be able to get an avatar from Rena.
I will try.
One day.
That makes me so happy though, because like, that was like years in the making. It took me forever, and it took me even more time to freaking draw it, because it took me like 3 months straight.
VTuber avatars are especially like 2D VTuber avatars are a pain in the butt to draw. Because you have to like split it up into so many different layers in order to rig it.
I think my model has like over 50 something pieces.
Only 50?
Maybe more.
Vanna's very first model was a 2D VTuber, and I think I had like 100 different layers for her.
Yeah, it gets wild.
It do. It really do.
I think the only reason I think it's somewhere between 50 and 80. I don't remember where. I'll have to actually check because there might be more than that and I'm just tripping. But there was a lot of freaking layers and I had to like merge some together because my clip studio wasn't saving because it was that big. And the file size itself is really big.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Very big dimensions so that it's like high quality when you put it onto the software.
Mm-hmm.
So that was difficult.
It was a huge payoff in the end. I love it. I love the design. It's so great.
Yes, her
So
debut
much.
was the best. We played Among Us.
That was really fun. I still have the whole VOD saved, but YouTube won't let me upload it.
That's
Lame. YouTube L.
cool.
El Bozo.
I see somebody with a raised hand.
Looks like the prankster had a question. Would you like to call her up, Rio?
Yeah.
The prankster.
Thanks.
Is she having the same issue as Sally?
Yep, it is not letting them.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
You can always, if it's not letting you, you can also ask your question in chat, and we can answer chat questions as well.
Yeah, or try like the Discord web app too. That's what Sally had to do.
Ah, yes, the Discord web app.
Well, I
Discord's
guess
just being a little silly, a little goofy.
see, let's try it again. So when it comes up, prankster, like hit accept as fast as you can. That's supposed to work. Maybe not. No.
No.
Technology is not liking us today.
Really not.
You just ask the text question, and we will do our best to answer.
Yeah, okay. She's typing up a text question. So, Rio, I guess while we're waiting, did you have another question you wanted to ask?
Nuh-uh.
Okay, I have one more question, and then we'll make Prankster the last question. So for both of you, what is your biggest goal that you hope to accomplish this year?
Biggest goal to accomplish this year? Well, I personally started, in terms of art, I personally recently started a fursuit making company, and I would really like to make a couple of nice suits. I already took my first commission, but I think that's like my biggest goal is to expand that part of my branding and do more variety artwork instead of just Sonic artwork, because as much as I do love Sonic artwork, I have been doing it for years without much variety at all. And I definitely want to expand my bases and expand what I am doing with my artwork to, reach a wider audience and just do stuff that makes me happy.
So proud of you.
I am too. I wish you the best with that.
For me, I want to get better at animation because I do know how to animate, but I want to really like hone in on doing animation. And one thing I do want to get better at is having more patience when it comes to my art, because that's the reason why I can't spend like a long time animating is because I run out of patience. I just want it to be done, and I need to learn doing that so I can actually finish my project, because I have several animations that I've just never shown people besides on my private account, because I just have not had the drive to finish them because they took too long. So that's definitely one of them. I want to animate, even if it's just for my own personal viewing, which it most likely will be. I want to animate like a fake, quote unquote fake, not really fake, but kind of fake episode of one of my stories. That would be so fun for me to do. I very much want to do that. It's been something I've been wanting to do for ages. And I also want to learn 3D animation, but that will come at a later time. because I can't overwhelm myself, because if I do that, I'm never doing anything.
Yeah. So the prankster's question for us is, what's your guys' hot take on Sonic could be absolutely anything, like characters, music, games, literally anything? I'm not sure how to answer that. I don't know what you're trying to ask, and as per our rules, I'm not really comfortable with giving like any controversial hot take opinions. So Sonic cool, Sonic can be whatever he wants to be.
Oh, okay. We can go with that answer, Michaela. Are you okay answering that, Rena?
I'm not sure if I have any.
Yeah, I don't
I feel
really know
like
what the question
I
is
feel pretty
asking
just-
necessarily.
I don't really have any like opinions. I'm more of just like, Sonic is cool.
Sonic's
I like
cool.
Sonic.
He can be whatever he wants to be.
Hey, fair enough.
Sonic
So,
plays. There you go. That's Sonic is blue.
He is blue. He's
He is
quilly.
very blue.
He go fast.
and he's a bluebird for a reason. Anyway, is there any last words you two would like to get before we wrap up the Q&A?
I would say, as per what. There is another question. Do we have time for one more?
We can do one more.
Okay, I think we'll take one more and then we'll wrap things up because we did start a little bit late, anyways.
Yeah,
so.
that's true. Would you like to call him up, Rio? There we go.
Do.
Hopefully it works. If it
Does
doesn't,
Hmm,
I feel like
you,
today is just technical difficulty central.
you may want to try turning off your camera for just one moment, Michaela, and
Yep.
see if that works. Let's see if that works.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Let's try it now. Let's see if that works. There we go.
Yeah.
Yay. Anyway, hey.
Yawn. Okay, I'm awake. Who woke me up? Who woke me up from
not
my
me.
sleep?
I woke Rena up, not me.
Rio, why did you wake me up? I'm supposed to be in bed. I'm in hibernation right now.
That wasn't me. That wasn't
Honk
me.
shoe me mirror.
You here?
No, fine. I'll ask the question, even though I should be in bed. But you guys always sleep time more. I'm just playing with you guys. So, anyways, question. Since you guys do art, do you guys ever had the certain snack that you guys would eat during drawing or drink?
Yes. Oh,
I love
gosh.
this question.
That's a very
Best
interesting
question yet.
question.
What is my artist snacky food? That's a great question.
I have a couple of interchangeable ones. Either it will be chips. It depends on which chips I have right now. I have Doritos, so it's Doritos.
Yes. Wait, which ones?
Sweet heat chili, because they're delicious.
Chili?
Yep.
My artist snacky food is probably between any kind of sour candy or chocolate, or my go-to meal that I'm probably made of 10% of mac and cheese, which I just ate before this panel. So
Yep, that's what I do every time I
full
render.
of noodle.
But I feel like my go-to is when I'm drawing specifically, I'll draw after I ate an actual decent sized meal, but I'll save chicken nuggets or something because I notice that I eat chicken nuggets when I draw a lot. So chicken nuggets
I
or
get so
chips.
sleepy if I eat too much though. So if I eat a big meal before I draw, I'll get halfway through the drawing and I'll be I want to go to bed.
Mood. But for some reason I have my brain is weird. If I'm propped up, I can't fall asleep. So I just prop myself up until I'm not sleepy and then I relax.
I wish that was me. I just snooze.
But I only eat half of my meal usually because I eat lunch and dinner. Usually it's the same meal but broken up in half because I don't feel like cooking. Even though I love cooking.
1 meal a day couldn't be me. No, I'm kidding. Please eat 3 meals a day. Don't be me.
Eat 1,000. Eat 1,000. It's heaven.
For real.
And mind if Rio answers too?
Hello.
It's really.
Do you have a munchie meal?
Do I have noodles?
Noodles!
Oh, that's a good one.
Noodle Club!
I want Kung Fu Panda noodles.
Nah.
Fun fact, speaking of Kung Fu Panda and noodles, because like I literally learned how to eat noodles with chopsticks because of a Kung Fu Panda DVD. And now I prefer using chopsticks for nearly everything.
Yep.
Because it's just more comfortable. But like there was literally like an extra on a Kung Fu Panda DVD that would literally teach you like step by step how to hold chopsticks correctly.
Yeah,
And that's how I learned how to use chopsticks, and I never forgot it. And I learned it when I was like 6.
Dang, I wish that was me. I'd teach myself.
It's been a while.
It's on YouTube.
Did that answer your question okay, Rowdiest Rocket?
No, it's gonna have like a million sentences. It's supposed to have this much. It's not enough. No, I'm just kidding. That's enough. That's good.
Go bed.
We can't be good enough for you!
It's not enough.
We'll never be good enough for you! No. Thank you.
Okay. Take it easy. Try harder. Try harder next time. Try harder.
Thank you for your question, Rowdiest Rocket. So yeah, that was the last question. Now, would you two like to give any final words before we wrap up the Q&A?
Honestly, I don't really have much else to say besides touching on a few notes of the stream. If you want to draw and be cool, practice. I promise it pays off. Even if it takes years, it pays off so much. And also
critique for very nice people who will actually tell you the truth but not be mean about it. Because sometimes being constructive criticism is just destructive.
And please don't get crinkly fingers, I'm begging you.
No, you're supposed to be on my side. Encourage the crinkle.
No crinkles!
But also, I want to say thank you for everybody who came by. This was very fun. I always enjoy doing these. You guys are so sweet.
And thank you, Kevin, for reaching out and inviting us. This was such a nice opportunity.
Of course, we always enjoy having you two here.
Aw, shucks.
We always enjoy coming. It's so fun.
It is. It's just fun to make fun of each other. In the nicest ways possible.
In the most loving way.
Hey, thank you two very, very much for coming, and thank you, Rio, for co-hosting with me, and thank you, everybody in the audience for coming. Let's give them a nice round of applause in the tech channel. And Rio, would you like to announce the next Q&A?
Me too.
I can't find anything.
Me too.
You're so real for that.
Okay, I can do it if you can't find it. It's the Q&A with Fistix, another artist that will be co-hosted by Ultimate and Fangs, and that will be on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So we'll see you all there.
You better be there or be square.
I think I'd
Be
rather
there or
be
be
triangle.
crinkly.
Be there or be crinkly.
Hey. I will see you all later.